Hello and welcome to our first ever episode. How exciting. Here's a peek at what's coming up on today's show.
Drinking in a graveyard still?
My friend, the next Hitler of the journalism world.
Bracket, not to sound too big-headed.
What do they stand for, Dan? What do they stand for?
I'm thinking of putting my lesbian love poem on here.
Entries get hot and steamy.
Yes, indeed.
Hi, I'm Dan, and this is Joe.
Hello, Daniel.
Join us as we judge the past, criticise the present, and advise from the future. Will this week's diary entry be sad, funny, or completely ridiculous? Dearest Dan, here's what I know now.
Hi Joe.
Hello, Dan.
First of all, thank you for joining me in the strange dark place we're about to enter that is my youthful mad mind. Today's theme is sixth form / college. Before we get into everything, before I shame spiral, here's a few things you should know about this entry. I was 17 and in college. It was written 9th of January 2008. Do you have any idea what you were doing then?
I wasn't in college. Probably drinking in a graveyard still.
It's the oldest entry I could find anywhere, and anything older seems to have disappeared in the fire that I just made up.
Too embarrassing. Embarrassment flames.
Today, I was persuaded to make a live journal and just got asked in a high-pitched voice, Dan, are you writing a journal entry? From that very same person. She knows who she is, and I think by the end of next week, half the class is going to be recruited to live journal. Haha, my friend, the next Hitler of the journalism world.
Did you like this person?
I think so. Although I've seen the comment on this one. It's from LiveJournal, which I am definitely going to privatise after this airs. And she says something in the comments where she basically calls me a bitch, and I reply, "Hey, I hope you're okay."
Better than them bridges.
Of course, I hope she knows I'm only kidding. Today was good, I guess. Got my UCAS thing done in hopes of shipping myself off to university and not having to sit and rot away in Mansfield, as I feel my life goes above and beyond Mansfield. Not trying to sound too big-headed.
Not to sound too big-headed.
Too big-headed from Mansfield.
Yeah, I don't really know how you can't sound big-headed by literally putting in brackets, not to sound too big-headed. Well, Dan, you're a bit of a dickhead there.
It's just what the town and its people make it stand for, and I just don't like it.
And I just don't like it.
What do they stand for, Dan? What do they stand for?
I don't know. I don't like it though, whatever it is that they stand for.
I'm really not quite fond.
Just for the record, Mansfield is fine now. You know, I have many fond years of being a child there.
Anyway, I'm blabbering now, but the thing is, I got an entry done. I'm thinking of putting my lesbian love poem on here.
Writing a lesbian love poem. I've got an idea of the person it is, but could not possibly say.
But you were a woman at one point. A lesbian love poem.
But I feel if I take the piss a little too much, people that I don't want seeing it will.
The secret to this story is the lesbian love poem.
Sometimes a little pat on the back is all you need. Or a lesbian, in your case.
But anyway, I was only thinking about putting the lesbian love poem on there, so, you know, twist is I didn't. There's no lesbian love poem follow-up. The person probably had a live journal at the time, or maybe I was just that self-involved that I assumed they would read it. Probably the latter, to be fair.
Though, really I shouldn't have written it, but funny. Anyway, mustache as the high voice reappears. Thanks, Dan.
I don't know why I thank myself, just thanks, Dan. That time of life is always a bit weird. No one's really that comfortable being themselves. Or a lesbian. Oh, by the way, everyone, I'm gay. There we go. Get that one out of the way before the entries get hot and steamy.
I can't wait.
Just before we finish this time, is there anything that you want to add that we've talked about?
Live journal a thing? Like, I never heard of live journal, and now it's a thing.
That's because you went to MySpace straight away. Or you might even be too young for MySpace, I don't know.
What did MySpace and Bebo?
I did all of those, and they're all still out there because I Don't know the passwords, so they're all just, yeah.
Yeah, me neither. It's going to be bad.
I think I did some entries on MySpace, but I'll dig those out some other time. I'm going to focus moving upwards from 17. There are just some certain ones that I think will be good, like my trip to Italy is fully documented.
Yay! I know so much of the Italy trip, and I'm so excited to hear your angry rantings about it.
Before we go, you recently wrote and illustrated a children's book.
I did. If you want to read about whales and moons and people getting lost on the way.
What's it called, and where can listeners find it?
Little Moon and the Whale. No, Little Whale and the Moon. I don't even know the name of my book. It's going well. Yeah, and you can find it on Blurb. So if you just search in that title, it will be able to find it for you.
Brilliant. I'll also link it in the bio. But thank you very much, Jo.
Welcome.
So, for another week, that's it from me and Jo. If you like what you heard, get in touch and let us know. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Now, here's Future Dan with a bit of advice. Thanks for listening.
Dearest Dan, what a fine day for you to start your writing adventure. Sometimes it just takes a small push from a dear friend to get the ball moving. I do hope that said friend's voice wasn't too high-pitched, as I imagine that would become terribly annoying. I'm glad she knows who she is, though. Thank you for providing that essential bit of information. I do love how you refer to her as the next Hitler of the journalism world. May I ask, who was the first? Especially when you are 17 and already know how the world works, as I'm sure you do, dearest Dan. Good on you for getting your university application done. Hopefully it will work out for you. But try not to dwell on that now. Only time will tell this story, and whilst you're at it, try not to dwell too much on being in Mansfield. It's not as bad as you think. Believe me, as you get older, you'll visit some awful places, and you'll learn that Mansfield is actually somewhere in the middle. I really hope you do put your lesbian love poem up as a post. I don't seem to recall it, but perhaps that is due to my many parties and nights out I have attended, and that you are yet to experience. My memory is not what it once was, but I'm sure I had a good time. Yes, indeed.
Thanks again for listening. Our theme music is by Isaac Clarke and sounds are provided by freesound.org. This week's shout out goes to Witch Please Illustrations, who provide bespoke drawings that make great gifts for friends and family alike, and drawings for us here at Dearest Dan. This episode was brought to you in association with yourhappyplace.org.uk, a platform to support arts and mental health in Leeds, West Yorkshire. All links can be found in the show notes. Goodbye for now.